Decide to transmute your emotions. Hey, Decide Your Destiny crew, Carl Spreedy's here. Thanks for joining me for another Decide Your Destiny daily dose. Decide to transmute your emotions. You know, there's so many times in life where maybe things don't go our way, or, you know, we have multiple setbacks, or, you know, maybe we have different sort of challenges, and maybe our hands are tied. And personally, I'm experiencing some of that right now in some aspects. And you get a few setbacks, and you just suddenly all this emotion builds. And what is emotion? Emotion is energy in motion. And so the important thing to remember is that that energy needs motion. And I know in my own life, when I haven't allowed that energy to actually have a place to go, I've created sickness in my own life. So I really do believe that we create a lot of what happens in our life. We create our own sickness, we create our own problems in a big way. And so, you know, you can notice it. If you hold a lot of anger in, you can notice what's going on already. You know, your heart is beating all irregularly. So what I'm saying now is don't necessarily just like squash the emotions down, or maybe push the emotions to the side. You know, those emotions have a point, they have a place, they have an outlet, and they need a valve. They need a valve to go through. So instead of just pushing them to the side, or maybe saying, oh, society doesn't like to see me angry, society doesn't like me, you know, oh no, I've got to conduct myself with this sort of behavior, and I've got to make sure. No, don't squash yourself down. Find a way to actually not pivot, but maneuver that sort of emotion. So, okay, great, I'm feeling this anger, I'm not so great, I'm feeling this anger, my hands are tired, try my best here, can't do anything about the situation, I just keep trying and showing up and finding better ways, but I just keep getting blocked and knocked back, and you know, it's that whole thing of it's not fair, you know, it can start coming into your head. But you know, you keep getting those setbacks and those knockbacks, and eventually you just got all this anger, all this emotion, all this angst inside of you, and put that into something productive. Okay, my hands are tied right now in this situation. How do I now ensure that my hands aren't tied? How do I put myself in a better position? How do I put myself, my family, my health, you know, whether it's my health, whether it's my wealth, whatever it is, how do I put that in a better position so that my hands aren't tied, so that I don't feel this? How do I put myself in a better position so that I don't get myself in this situation once again? And that is the best way that you can actually use your emotions. So don't just squash them down, don't just put them to the side, don't bottle them up. I mean, that's probably one of the qualities men are so good at, and women, but you know, largely generally speaking, I'd say men, is bottling those emotions up, holding them in, storing them down, just squashing them down. And I know myself, you know, like communication is something that I'm not naturally gifted at, sharing all those emotions and talking and explaining myself through and going through it all. You know, so, but what's important and what you can start doing is finding outlets. This video right now is an outlet. I'm able to transmute some of those emotions into something productive. Then I'm able to go about my day and continue to transmute those emotions into productivity. So don't disregard your emotions. Don't squash them down. Don't dismiss them. Don't, you know, belittle yourself and say, no, they're not, I shouldn't even be feeling this. No. There's obviously some energy going on, energy in motion, and you need to now find an outlet. You are now responsible for where that energy goes. If it stores and it's squashed down, it's going to create sickness. If it's lashed out, it's going to create, you know, problems in your life. But if you know how to maneuver, and you know, this is a skill, so it's not something you're just going to get right every time. You know, just like confronting someone. If you're confronting someone, you know, you got to be prepared that things aren't always going to go exactly how you want them. The outcome's not always going to be the right way, and maybe you don't confront them in the right way. Same thing with using your emotions and transmuting them. Just work on it. Great thing that I do is work out. If I'm feeling that, you know, and usually a lot of times in the morning, you know, you get up and maybe your mind's not necessarily in the right space. Maybe you're worried, whatever it is. You know, you get up. If you get up early in the morning, the darkest, that, you know, no one else is up. I go out and I go and work out, and suddenly I just start getting into that vibe, getting into that momentum for the day. So find ways for you to transmute your emotions. It's going to be so important for your life. It's going to be important for your health, important for your family, and it's going to be important for how you show up on this planet. Learn how to transmute those emotions. Don't store them away. Don't store them away. get focused on them, and move them into something productive. Okay, guys? Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that daily dose. And leave a comment down below if you can let me know ways that you transmute your emotions, ways that you kind of find valves, find directions for them. They are valuable things. They're not just things that that you got to kind of cry, just avoid or just squash down or just talk about. They're things that you actually got to get into production and do, because that's energy ready to get into motion. So anyway, guys, wishing you a great day, and remember, as always, decide your destiny. Cheers.